first match of the first clan war of Playday 7. We are going into the 2-on-2s of Why.R versus LP Club. Yumiko and WFZ facing the undefeated team of Colorful and XiaoKK. For Why.R, it's pretty much about the playoffs. If they lose today, they're 1-5, and that's not enough. LP Club with the win into the playoffs, and here we go on to Twisted Meadows, our first match of the day. In the red, we see the Lao Pao Esports Club, represented by Colorful and XiaoKK, and on the left-hand side of things, it is WFC and Yumiko. So, the question is, what's the approach of WFC and Yumiko? Will they go with their ghoul opening pressure again into late-game fiends? Or is it something very different? Yeah, yesterday, of course, Yumiko made some waves in his game against Todd. Let me remember you. When you mad. When you lose, don't mad. Quite a good sentence to drop at that very moment. We had a lot of fun with that. Colorful seems to have a good time in general. A little smile on his face. So we have a DK, but we also have a ghoul opening. I think WFZ pretty much the only undead in the world that goes ghouls and twos. And he's spawning close to Colorful, where he's going mass hunts. So maybe a little ambush when there's not too many hunts could open a timing window for WFC to do some serious damage and prevent the mass hunts. Overplaying? I don't think I'm overplaying. I think it was fun. Okay, here we go. DK4 ghouls. Once again, the Chinese are using a graphic mod to make Warcraft look like this. Keeper is, of course, a nice hero to defend this. He has a Tangle first, though. He wanted to be the space creator. He wanted to harass. That doesn't work too well. And Tangle, Blade Master right clicks. Okay, Archmage is not part of this harass. Damn! He could just die here, and he lets him die. The TP worth more than the saved hero. So, I was about to say, do they have a skull? But they don't. Otherwise, Tower Rush, lulz. Okay, that's quite stressful for Colorful, but I think with the Blade Master here, that should be doable. It's daytime, okay, it's not too much moon juice. They're not following up with towers, just a distraction. But it is some damage, and wow, they kicked the Engine of War. Is that for real? There's no proxy Engine of War, right? Damn, that's not good. That's really bad. So no production for Colorful. Interesting in general, right? To go hunts with Orc. This is super late. This game plan works really well. And now the Archmage is in with Water Elementals. That's pretty cool. So the decision of letting him die was definitely the right one. And Footmen and Skeletons and Archmage and Water Elemental, they take care that Colorful is getting no production. 18 supply. And the pressure just continues. He will drop a couple of Footmen probably for this, but the ghouls are coming back. This is a disastrous play for LP Club. And that's what you get for no Fortitude XiaoKK. But yeah, is this the first loss for this LP Club team? Question, of course, is what does XiaoKK do in his base? Usually he's the one getting attacked early on, as Night Elf bases, you know, there's Moonwell, there's Wisp for Detonate. It's not that easy, but many Wisps were lost, all the production buildings were saved, killed. I like this, and that is exactly the timing window. Mass hunts take a long time, ghouls don't. And behind that you can tech and go into fiends. Okay, it is tier 2. We go into fiends once again. I'm really glad they abandoned the Garg idea. It was, of course, interesting because it was different. Oh, wow. Phone call again? No, right? Seems like I have a, I don't know, ping issue or something. There we go. So good scouting by Yumi as he finds the tree again. I'm not sure if it's Tree of Life or Tree or Engine of War. But did anything go right for LP this game? I don't think so. At least XiaoKK got level 2. At least XiaoKK got the Shadowhunter out. But it's 1 and 2. I think it's a good choice that they don't brute force this now. And keep pushing colorful. Yumiko looks annoyed. Something seems off with colorful's config. And there we go. Again an LP game. Again a game that is interrupted. Unfortunately, we saw this yesterday by Fortitude versus Fast. So how can LP come back into this now? They still have a great lockdown. With Entangle and especially with Hex now. They have to make that work in their favor, I think. Ah, the game continues. So hopefully everything is fine. So that's their biggest asset now, I think. Entangle Hex. And a little bit of Blade Master damage. Colorful, I don't think he's gonna be important in this. Or is he revealed? Yes, he is. But yeah. Oh, slow applied! Oh no! That's the Blade Master dead as well. So XiaoKK is making some mistakes too. Didn't expect the reveal here. Oh my god, what a disaster 2 and 2. And finally Yumiko and WFZ are scary again. We saw them in the 2 and 2 tournaments like 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago. And they were such a beautiful team with beautiful strategies. Blood Mage first, instant tech, no racks, something like that. So not really countering unit compositions, but countering timings real hard. That was interesting, that was new, that was fresh. And then they started into this league and they were absolutely not the force they wanted to be, which was a little sad. But now they're back. It took them 6 weeks, but they're finally a force to be reckoned with. Shadowhunter is creeping up. Absence of a Blade Master, of course, full experience as it should be. But I can only assume that WFZ is teching tier 3. They have 2 heroes out. No level 3 yet. That is certainly an issue. Pendant of Energy for the Mountain King. Boots of Kel'Thas can be sold if he wants to. So we got a Warmill, Double Beast, and Torrent Totem. Alright. Lots of resources on XiaoKK then, I guess. Hunts, I mean, what do hunts do at this stage of the game? Fiends counter them, Water Elementals counter them, Clap will hard counter them. It's just too much. I don't think the investment is worth it. You got some, got an Alchemist now as well, but everything is so low level. Except the Shadowhunter. Still, is this the most powerful timing they kind of have? With no level 3 heroes on the Why.R side? They're so down in supply though. Nice pickups. The heal wave is too late by KK. Not even the Sorceress was intercepted. Sorceress in 2 and 2 also. Rare to see. Wait, he didn't? Okay, he did tech. So it's gonna be lures. At least some tier 2 value for Colorful now. Yeah, of course he teched. He has an Alchemist. Blade Master's back, finds some slippers, Scroll of the Bee, Scroll of Healing. It's getting kinda better. But level-wise, it's just getting worse for them. Level 2 Coil, soon to be level 2 Nova. Level 2 Aura, I imagine, as Mass Dryads are coming. And level 2 Clap. So I got some throat issues today. What's the way? What's the way for LP? They get Raider Walker Dryads. Ooh, lots of Wisps. They have to, okay, they want to detonate against casters and statues, and if you can, heroes, of course. But again, Clap Nova is brutal. Nice Engine of War counter to this. One Sorceress gets picked up. Finally level 2. Holy. But a big human undead force is knocking at this tree. And this tree is definitely dead. If that costs the TP, that's fine. Oh, the Clap. Against the Wisp. You can only detonate them. He's taking the fight, though. Or both are taking the fight, obviously. I don't think that's the wise choice. They should just wait for their expansion. Let it pay off and then start to fight. Lich with an Invo Potion already. It feels like Yumiko is losing quite a bit. WFZ as well. Here's the double TP. Oh, Lich in trouble with the crit. He's dead! And he is! Wait, it was the Blade Master and the Lich, right? Wow. Blade Master falter as well. So again, a great trade. Level 3 hero versus level 2 hero. Absolutely worth it. Could even get him from the tavern, but yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Second Blade Master kill in this game. Expo up, Expo killed. Everything in favor of Why.R. They're getting mortars now as well. Pitlord third. Okay, he's getting more time to shine in the 2s. Howl of Terror. What a crazy spell. I mean, against Dryads, it's not that wild. And with Walkers, you have AoE the spell. Maybe it's just for cleave and have a tank later. Mana Potion, Robe of the Magi, Flute. Yumiko's items are insane. But LP knows that there's an Undead expansion. Ooh, and snares flying. There's one. Okay, they kind of have to take the fight. The only block is the Breakers. But no Wisps in this fight, if I see this correctly. Spirit Link, Acid Bomb on the Pit Lord, but he's big, fat, and can be coiled. Howl of Terror on a lot of units. Mountain King did the claps. We have no heal scrolls for Why.R though, and another one ready for LP Club. They also have the heal wave and the heal spray, so maybe all that sustain is giving them the edge, and they're kind of closing the concave on them. The big AoE spells though. It's kind of a philosophical question here. Damage or sustain. So far the Mountain King is doing a wonderful job. Blade Master down to 50% again, going for that MK, who's moved to the backline. It should be fine. Crit for 100. But... oh, he's following the blade again. I think the Fiend should continue to hit on the Dryads. The Dryads are able to pick up the casters, so the position for Colorful is getting better and better. Fiend's being burrowed. Alchemist down 1/3. And now they retreat. 35 supply only. TP swap. Tweet. It was close. And with that, that's a hold. 100 supply for Why.R. 88, around 90 for LP Club. And they expanded on top of that. So that was a nice timing for it if you can afford it. But I can tell you, Nova Clap are not gonna get worse. And there's not gonna be a way better answer to this. Level 5 Shadow Hunter is very unlikely. Level 2 Heal Spray is gonna be nice, and he should be close. But levels are real good for Why.R. Supply is real good for Why.R. Items are real good for Why.R. Having this aura. Blade Master is stacking up. But only single target damage. It's really not the most efficient. There's not a real squishy hero except maybe Archmage. We get the Mortars as well for more AoE and a better, even better solution to Dryads. You can go for these run-bys with the Dryads being so fast. Can't slow them. And that's the damage I mentioned. Colorful is not moving his Dryads. That's a keeper kill. And that's gonna be an alchemist killer as well. Yep, no chance. Absolutely no chance. Colorful is getting trashed throughout the entire day. Game. I mean, the game is kind of on XiaoKK's back, but he's only at 44 and he's by no means a Lin or Fly or Focus, and they know this. Kind of a surprise here. The first loss to an LP Club 2-2. Or to this LP Club 2-2. Yumiko and WFZ, they continue to play better and better and better. Smile on their faces once again, and they're picking up steam. They're becoming scary. They finally have the tactics again. Absolutely demolishing Colorful, who had no chance to do anything in this 2-2. That was cool to see. It was really cool to see. And that is the 1-0 for Why.R. If they want to remain their playoff chances, they need a big win today. And it starts off well. But now come the one-on-ones. And in the one-on-ones, LP Club is definitely favored. There's no XiaoKK there. We got Fortitude. In what shape though? Plus Focus and Colorful. So how do you counter that with Yumiko, WFZ, and Remind? That's a good question. What do you want? Yumiko in Mirror again? That might be his best shot. Remind in a Mirror could also be nice, even though Colorful got really strong. Remind versus Focus, I think, on a good map is doable. And then you get WFZ versus Colorful. That could work out, but it's hard to say. Like yesterday we had some clan wars where it was really obvious, like for example for Rise Again, what they want and what they're aiming for. I think it's not that clear. And we gotta say, this was the top 2-2 for Why.R. And it was the B 2-2 for LP. So the chances for Fortitude and XiaoKK in 2-2 number 2 are quite high. Oh, they didn't show the harass, unfortunately, in the highlights, but that was well done. This fight almost a little overexposed, but they found the Blade Master kill. Right in a second. Focus fire in the middle of everything. Stormbolt a little bit of healing, but he was surrounded, and during the TP they have enough damage. He's dashing out the crit. At least gets the Lich kill, but with the second Blade Master kill, it was kind of decided as the Undead Expo was up and the Night Elf Expo was cancelled. And in these fights, it was too much. The Mountain King having such an impact on Orc units. Good position, kind of, for Colorful. But at one point, Fiend just hit everything. It was maybe a tiny bit too late, but that didn't really make the difference, I think. So the early aggression, once again, the ghoul build by WFC, gave them the opening to grab the ball and run with it. And now it's time for the one-on-ones. Who do you want to see? It is the map choice for the Lao Pao Esports Club. What would you choose? Do you need to counter anyone, or do you just give your players the map they excel on and that they like to feel confident. That could be the play. As I said, 2 more clan wars today. UMAD versus Rise Again, including Moon, and Blue Rogue Warriors versus F4. So we're gonna see TH Infi and Fly later versus Yumiko, Sock, Check, and Soin. And yeah. With that keeper kill, with that overexposure, that was it! The 2-on-2 goes to Why.R. They continue to play well and they continue to catch up. We go into a small little break and then we're back with Why.R versus LP Club. We continue with the matches. It is 1-0 for Why.R. Now it's Remind versus Fortitude. Fortitude again looking like a serial killer. Will he bring that game face onto the map today? Yesterday he looked the same and then fast demolished his early game. Fortitude in the upper right, Remind in the bottom left. So what will we see? Remind on this map has introduced shredder pushes and talent pushes and a lot of other things. That's quite some time ago. Let's see about that. Like, Remind is really creative, a Warcraft genius. Fortitude is playing a little different than TH and Infi as well. Very footman heavy, very expansion heavy. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he's going for 2 base play here. Even though on Amazonia the standard is definitely 1 base play in China. So what is it? Keeper, Demon Hunter, Warden. He played Warden, right? No, Demon Hunter it is. Wasn't it Remind who also played the Foggy Creep route with the Engine of War at the shop? I'm not sure. Archmage. For Fortitude, that is the only thing to go for. Well, I think Yumiko played a little bit with Mountain King and Paladin, but that's Yumiko. Yumiko is the odd one out in Asia. So, of course, Fortitude sets the pace. With that Demon Hunter, will he go for Immolation? He could think about it. We've seen this from a few Night Elf players. Foggy and Colorful come to mind, especially. That, of course, results in a weaker Demon Hunter in the late game, as you use a skill point on something you usually don't want to spend it on. So you lack evasion. Good lightning shield creep, no denies. Footman is here, causing some trouble, but is moved away immediately. Okay, that's an easy level 2. Fortitude does the same. Oh, lightning shield here. That's bad. That's really bad. That's quite some free damage for Remind already, and a slowed down level 2. Ah, it was the Footman? No, it's a creep, right? Oh, Jesus. Do you think they should switch to blue and yellow if they have health bars on, like team colors health bars on? I think blue and yellow would be better. So, Archer opening. Demon Hunter harass. This is again a pretty bad early for Fortitude already. Circlet and Cloak is okay. So, it's not Immolation, it's just mana burn. So it is finally... Oh, the nuts for Fortitude. Circlet at Mantle. He can't really do too much, it's a huge number of footmen, but Remind went for this little mercenary camp trick. Pull the creeps away, buy 1 mercenary and then move away with it. With this number of footmen, Fortitude is super low on lumber. Either he tagged or he's in huge trouble. I would love to see the base. This must be a tech. But judging from the game yesterday, nothing is really impossible. In the one base play, Remind kind of needs a fast tech against that. Got boots, will harass the Archmage even further. Needs to go to bears immediately. And even like try to get into MGs. Doesn't look like a tech. You sure about that? Like there's no expansion anymore. Yeah, tech at 70% for sure. So one base rifle play. Probably a push with towers. And this Demon Hunter is way too far away from level 3. I think that's the downside at the moment for Remind, even though he pushes the Archmage down to level 2 as well. Okay. Naga, obviously. Didn't give her the boots, just a little bit of creeping. Naga could control the Archmage, and that's a free camp. But how far is Remind's tech? Is he rushing it? Is he going Dryads earlier? It's a Naga as well. Ooh. Lures into tech. Okay. I wonder if that gives him enough time for bears. All depends on Fortitude. How aggressive is he? Wanted to surround a little. Doesn't really work. So, Naga and Demon Hunter here to pick up some footmen. Every single footman that's killed here will not be part of the tier 2 push, obviously. And we don't have a Blood Mage. This is what TH and Infi would play on this map. So the Blood Mage can always transfer mana to the Archmage, and then there's more summons. But if you play it like this with the Naga second, yes, there's more damage, but there's also way less... Ooh, potion last second. Whales mana. They will be burned pretty much throughout the game. So again, Fortitude a little different from TH and Infi. Tech now. I like this aggression. It's always a big trade. Experience. Trades should favor... Oh, is it another potion? Last second! So greedy! Here we go. Shop delay. Still a thing in Warcraft. The Naga controls the army very well. The Demon Hunter controls the Naga very well. But this should be a TP, as we don't have a staff. It's fine. He's not going to use the TP... Oh, he just walks it off. He's not going to use the TP later anyway. Because Fortitude will just be in his base. But of course, keeping it kind of nice. Bear upgrades queued, tier 3 on the way, and it seems like Fortitude doesn't want to push without level 3. Sorcerers are coming now. And it's gonna be Dryads against that. With Abolish. These Sorks don't really have value. You need Abolish against Water Elementals as well. So it's not like you have unlimited Dispel. Naga has a staff. Bye-bye. Oh, lagger. There you go. I think Remind is well prepared. Just needs supply. But once tier 3 is done and he goes into bears, he can stall some time with Demon Hunter Reju. I don't think... Is there not a single priest? Ah, there's one. Naga in trouble once again, and this time she's way too far away from the shop. Demon Hunter still with boots. Here, the slow comes into effect. I'm not sure if Abolish is ready, but there's still the Shadow Priest. But just slow reapplied. Both Nagas level 1. Slow on both armies. And this is the TP. After taking out 2 of the casters, I think worth it. So no Dispel at the moment. No slow or limited slow. As I said, it's quite a surprise, but Remind can hang with Fortitude. If you give him a good map, he's still able to deal with the best. Really give him the time for the natural creep. Militia are coming. Okay, he's contesting this and Remind knows. Shouldn't fight out of his base. There's still a supply lead for Fortitude. But if he's not contesting this will be level 3 and 2. We have Fork Lightning on Remind's side already. This could be Mana Burn level 2 if he continues creeping, and a big item for sure as well. Okay, he's giving up his base position. There is quite some militia in this fight, and it's not a Demon Hunter only harass. Still waiting for Master Bears. We have Reju, that's nice, it's another little pickup. But he can't prevent level 3. So finally, Water Elementals 2. That took him 10 minutes or something. Master Bear's ready. Can he steal an item? Did he? No, he didn't. No heal scrolls yet. So the more time you give Remind, the more bears there will be, and maybe you can even start the tech to MGs. I think if there's MGs with this army comp of Fortitude, there's no real chance. This is probably the strongest timing for Fortitude. Remind has to stall more time. He's stuck at 50. Maybe he's building the Moonwell already. Got an orb, but free damage right here. 100 mana burn, so this is the last. Water Elemental dispels it immediately, but it's only 3 bears. And is fighting outside the base the right thing to go for? There's still so few casters. Fork Lightning hits the bears though. Staff is not on cooldown. Lets the bear die. He has a lot of resources. Demon Hunter in danger of being surrounded. Not perfect. Legger, he gets it now. Bears come in. Oh, potion swapped last second. Level 3 on the Naga. And we have the first Mountain Giant already, despite being only on 40 supply. This will soak up a lot of damage. Question is, does he have the upgrades? Remind is trying. Oh yeah, he's getting some pickups with the heal scroll. Worth like 3 units here. And more bears are falling. In these fights, Fortitude is just way superior. Trying to force the town portal, and that's working. So more time. And 600, 700 gold. Are there more kills for Remind? Yes, they are. Lot of kills. But I think it's still okay with the MG transition. Very close. Okay. Mountain Giant upgrade done now. And Fortitude is expanding. Or at least creeping this. Uses a lot of militia all the time. Important levels are reached. Double staff for Remind as well. Seems like Twitch doesn't have the best connection today. Unfortunately. Sorry about that. Remind feels confident. Attacks this creep spot. Scroll of the Beast. Okay, but if Remind brings Wisp, this is worth nothing. Invoke Potion on the Demon Hunter can easily be staffed out, of course, if it's not on cooldown. Should be there. Oh, Fork Lightning on the casters! That's so much damage. Dryad's tried to pick up the pieces, and it is another kill to be found. This bear needs a staff, gets the staff, and he just walks it off. Remind no TP, though. Never rebought it. But he has a supply lead. 51 supply, of course, not ideal, but he will jump onto 60-65 in a second. And what do you do against 3 MGs? Creeping is, of course, very hard. Demon Hunter close to 4. Archmage as well. But the Demon Hunter is constantly in focus fire, and if he gets evasion level 2, that's such a huge upgrade. Relentlessly harassing. constantly trying to go for these trades. And it's always one caster and one rifleman. Now we got evasion level 2. And you can focus him a lot now. And you just will see a lot of misses as well with a 20% chance. Aiming for this Archmage. Block on the Naga a little. Mountain Giants actually deal a little damage to these riflemen. And Remind is taking control of this game. Just more and more. He's killing so many units. That's the 65 supply jump. And rifles are falling left, right, and center. Look at all these corpses on the ground. This Team League and Remind, I don't know what it is. But he's playing so much better than in all online cups. What a beast against human on this map. We don't have tier 3. That's the problem. No triple hero, no MK clap, no mortar frag shards. In general, a very good early for Remind, I think. But then Fortitude had interesting timings. And now red spot time. Demon Hunter is getting a lot of attention from the creeps, but Fortitude is on the other side, then there's gonna be Reju. That's fine. What's the item? Ooh, Warsong Battle Drums. Likey. Damage is always appreciated. Scourge Bone Chips, of course, an item to sell, as there's no melee army for Fortitude. Breaking upkeep now, but it's a 20 supply lead. Thank you, Olp, for the 26-month resub. Okay, red spot now. Ancient Django. Slow plus Ancient Django movement speed. Pit Lord, third. The damage mitigation is so sick. He's so heavy on Sorks and he's so low on Priests. Fork Lightning, Rain of Fire even. Remind wins this. There's no chance for Fortitude. He has no TP. He's back into this corner. There's of course stabs. And this Rain of Fire will hit hard if he applies it once again. Demon Hunter needs some Reju. Okay, he's staffed out now. But it's just a multi-kill for Remind. The former WCG and BlizzCon champion still got it! Pit Lord, will you just let him die? A lot of damage went to him. The militia are coming. Alright. Remind is dropping quite some in supply, but the Demon Hunter is back. And that's the damage dealer and the tank at the same time. How do you get out of there? Answer is, you don't. You still have to chew through 4,500 HP, and you don't have a single unit that does damage. Naga, gone. Level 5-5. That's it. That's GG. Fortitude continues with weak performances, and Remind continues to impress in WGTL. Slaughters Yumiko on this map, defeats Cini with Bears only on this map, and defeats the WGL bronze medalist Fortitude. Remind in Amazonia. That seems to be a match made in heaven in WGTL, and that is 2-0 for Why.R. Who would have thought that? LP Club, the current Clan War champion, third place. They wanted to win this Clan War, and then boom, they're in the playoffs. Guaranteed top 4. But Yumiko and WFZ find a nice early aggression, the 2-2s. Yumiko, Remind is playing an excellent early harassing Demon Hunter. Delays the tech, delays the level 3 by minutes. And all of a sudden, it is 2-0 for Why.R, who, before the Clan War yesterday, were at the bottom of the bracket with 0-4. That's really impressive. That's really impressive. Big win for Why.R, and now Yumiko or WFZ got match points. On the other side, we still have very strong players in Focus and Colorful, and probably the best 2-on-2 in this entire league in Fortitude and XiaoKK. But yeah, what is LP Club without Fortitude in Beast Mode? I think we see the result here. So What do you see? It's again the map choice for LP Club. Do you want focus? Do you want colorful? And what map do you want? What would be your idea, chat? 1,300 team managers watching. What's your play? What do you want to trigger? Yeah, the arrival of the mountain giants again changed this entire game, and I think it was a very good decision by Remind to go for one mountain giant below 50 supply. The bears were countered kind of hard, and yeah, they take some time to tech into, but then it's just a huge wall you can't get past. Really awesome. Really awesome. And it's cool to see Remind this old schooler back in good shape. At least with like... He has its niche where he really shines. Maybe in a best of 3 this all looks different. But if you have the map for him, if you know what the opponent is, he's the Joker of Why.R and he strikes again. And that fight, there's no way out. You either run and lose 20 supply, or you die there. And he chose to die there. Will LP Club die with a 0-3? That would be the upset of the season, pretty much. Focus or Colorful versus WFZ or Yumiko. Coming up next with 3 match points in a row for Why.R. See you guys in a bit. We go into map number 3. It's match points for Why.R. Focus versus WFZ. Focus has to save the Lao Pao Esports Club as they are trailing with 0 and 2. WFZ still momentum, a lot of momentum to his chest. In the 2-2s with Yumiko, he was really successful, and it was his ghoul play that made the difference today. And just a week ago, he defeated TH on Last Refuge. Not on Turtle Rock or Twisted or whatever. Thank you, Beacon Stream, for the 1113 sub. Yay! One more to go. And Trist89 with a 213 sub. Thanks back to Warcraft for keeping Warcraft 3 alive. Dude, every single day it is with pleasure and joy that I report these games to you. Even if WFZ loses, they have a good 2-2 team in Remind WFZ or Remind Yumiko, or they put their 2-2 specialist Hainiu back. It's a lot of options. It's not much pressure. And we see a Farsia. Nice. Nice, I like that. So it's not much pressure on WFZ. Yumiko can have a shot, especially on something like Terranas. Yumiko Mountain King on Terranas might be the play. But first, let's focus on the Undead versus Orc. Focus on CH, one of the few maps where we see a Farsia. And he plays it here. So no Blade Master, no super high crits, but very strong wolves before Undead tier 3. And this is what he wants to exploit. Thank you, Bartimeus, for the 4-month sub. Thanks for the work back to Warcraft, and thanks Blizzard for the new Insta filter. What? Did I miss something? Ah, for the game, you mean. Ah. So, small little hiccups here as the Twitch servers don't seem to be the best today. But it should be solved in just a second. So, DK Aggression, seemingly knowing that this is a Farsia play. Dude, he steals it! Nothing's going right for LP. It's just one creep, of course, but it delays level 2. And that delays Chain Lightning. And if Focus wants to harass and steal creeps away from WFZ, you need Chain Lightning against Coil. That's a big kill. That's a big kill. So yeah, you're not really favored against the Farseer due to range attack of the FS, but it's okay. Could creep with ghouls to take out the turtles, but he's not doing that. Transitions into fiends. Yeah, once again.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
So yeah, once again, sorry, small hiccups. Everything else is super stable, but yeah, seems like the servers aren't the greatest today. So he has a lot of vision. Like WFZ knows exactly what Focus is doing. The wolf grunt creep at the crabs didn't really work as the fiend was there. And the DK arrives once again for a coil lasted opportunity. Thank you, Bashti, for the 4-month resub. DK is losing quite some HP now, but I think it's still fine. Waking up the creeps! Adds a lot of damage. Focus unnecessarily taking damage from the creeps, and yeah, that didn't work well. Focus getting nothing done in this early game. Thank you, WagnoLol, for the 3-month resub. Huh. He still knows exactly what Focus is doing. 2 fiends, no level 2. And WFC gets it again. That's what you're dealing with. If there's no level 2. Oh my, what a huge last hit for Wu Fazhen in the very early game. Okay, gets a kill now. Finally gets level 2. Has good mana, actually. Must have used the clarity for that. Downside, of course, is a very low DK, but he still has the troll camp right next to his base and the turtle spot on the left-hand side of his base. And with 3 fiends, you can deal with wolves. Easy. They need to be level 2 to be a force against fiends. Thank you, Charles Schulzkowski, for the prime sub. We have tier 2, we get the TC, but Focus wants an expansion with this play. And how do you do that? We have a Lich, statues coming, tier 3 rushed, Frost Armor first, and the new Rod of Necromancy. We have seen WFZ in positions like this already in this league. In the first 2 clan wars, especially versus Fast, is kind of comparable. But not that dominant. TC gets the creeps up, if I'm not mistaken, but poison on the grunts, a little more damage again. And he can kite nicely with Frost Armor, even though he has no Unholy Armor. Good blocks, good damage. Focus is slowly coming into this map. And oh, Raiders, I don't think he has a snare yet, but maybe it's just a matter of time. Coil is ready on the Fiend, saves it for now. Thank you, Wata, for the 100 bits. Okay, end snare ready now. But there's no fight anymore. WFC knowing exactly when to pull back. This expansion is late. The TC progress is weak. The Farseer is weak. And it's time for Wu Fazhen. Oh, Focus is pushing actually with end snare. Focus on the DK. Not sure if that's the right call. Good splits. The TC is not in this. It's just a Raider and the Farseer. While the TC is creeping. Good lasted. But especially now with the statue. There's no threat to WFC. But he needs levels. It's 1-1. Obviously he needs to step back. This is Focus's time to build an expansion. And get the TC up. Has aura now. Can chase better. Needs some time to heal. But this Farseer harass to me it's a little questionable. Don't you want the level 3 fast here as fast as possible? Maybe it's too late already. Pendant of Energy for the TC, by the way, wonderful. Tier 3 is coming very soon for the Undead, so maybe it's not worth it to go Wolves. And then it's the right call. Okay, I think it's the right call. Wind of Illusion. Soon to have Nova. Finally Unholy Aura. He's still saving the turtles, interestingly. Wanted this bigger camp and access to a shop, which is an Invul Potion. DK moved back. Got the orb. We'll pass it over to the Lich in a second. Expansion is coming now. Focus will stay at 50 supply. Ooh, big creep check. Pit Lord third. Big blocker line in front. Gotta be careful with these creeps though. Throwing boulders. Quite some disable. TC is lining up for that level 2 stomp. We know how powerful that is. Kodo is in. Howl of Terror. Big impact. Ghouls into the fight, but what a stomp! We have a destroyer up against the wolf, so they don't do anything in this fight. Focus starting to lose some grunts. Of course, there's a lot of single target damage on them. And Howl of Terror once more. There's just no damage. There's just no damage. It is a little bit of a distraction fight to buy time for the Great Hall. Uh-oh, that TC could be blocked with good micro. Slow is over. And so does Settles. He needs a high level Lich. Desperate for this experience. Tough call to make. Retreat, take the fight, creep it. There's still many storms. And again, we've seen this in the past couple of weeks. WFZ is not splitting at all against these storms. He's just face tanking them. And that is the beginning of the end. Oftentimes, going for the Kodo Beast once that Fiend back has the damage, but another stomp prevents it. Pit Lord in the front, being quite a damage dealer here. DK is out of that stomp, so can go for the coil. But where to go? Fiend or Destroyer? Burrow's the one. Wolves have great damage. When the Destroyer was out of range, he falls now. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. It's 2 Fiend about to fall. He's not burrowing against it. It's only Headhunters now. He would love to have a level 2 Nova against this. He would die to have a level 2 Nova against it. Ensnare to create some space. Nova used again. It's not... Okay, that was the last mana. And with the coil, this will result in 1 more kill. Maybe it'd been 2. Level 2 Pit Lord. Hello, Cleave. Fiends suffered a lot. And this is what you get with Wolves against Fiends. Limited dispel. But he's getting there. Levels are looking good. And he's getting the red spot. Question is, when can he push the expansion? What's the item? Claws plus 12? On the Lich, it's wonderful. Double TP out? What's that? Both seem confident with it. That TP by Focus seemed a little... okay, Fastia was about to die. Okay. That Focus Fire was good. When will Focus get the mass that he needs? WFZ has all the time in the world to soak up the lab and maybe even the fountain. That's easy level 3. And level 2 Nova is the answer to Headhunters. Remember Happy Focus on this map? WGL 1 year ago? Cleave kills Headhunters. And back then it was upgraded Headhunters. This is not the case here. But the investment of this expansion is starting to pay off, but for how much longer? No reinforced defenses. That's focus stuck. He wanted to go into mass. But with that burrow killed, he can only go up to 60. Level 4 TC. That level is getting scary as a... Oh, Wind of Mana stealing and a mana potion and a mana pendant. That's a lot of storms. So WFC can't kill this. He has to TP out at some point. He's trying to do a lot of damage, trying to kill some peons. It is damage done. It is focus supply stuck. Wants to stay in that fight. Wait a minute. The TC has an invul. Can he just damage through this? That's the invul force. Lich in trouble. Needs the coil soon. Storm. DK not affected. Coil on the Pit Lord. Not on the Lich. Has an invul. Gets it. Chain lightning in the back. Another storm. Focus fire on the TC. And there's no invul anymore. He just loses the TC. Are you kidding me? Is Why.R 3-0ing LP Club? What do you do without a TC? What do you do without the storms? Pit Lord level 3. Look at the cleave go. There's no mana on that Lich. Might have to eat something. WFC still at 48 supply. These piercing damage headhunters, they don't do anything. Destroyers in the air again. Focus despite this expansion. In deep trouble. Has to retreat away from his own second base. And that is statues working overtime now. That was a massacre. Right decision by WFC to focus the TC. Absolutely the right call. And he burned through so much mana. He used the mana potion, he used the Wind of Mana stealing, and he still lost that fight. $43 supply only. WFZ has some lumber issues, so upgrades might be an issue. But he can balance this out with potions. 700 gold, that's fine. Focus has no chance to go for another expansion, but a chance for a creep jack now. At the fountain, do you really want to fight against the fountain? We'll see. Hero focus must be the answer. TC has 1.5 storms, I guess. WFZ is TPing out. Damage is not enough. Lich survives this, and he's just leaving without any losses. Creeps go to focus, but this is not giving him level 5. It's so funny. Before the game started, Twitch chat was of the opinion that there's no chance for WFZ because it's Undead versus Orc on this map. And now, 20 minutes later, oh, Orc is so weak against Undead nowadays. Maybe it's also about the player's performance, but what do I know? Because WFZ is really playing great. Still no blocker line, no transition. No abominations that can be countered with raiders, with Kodos easily. No banshees. And again, creep check by focus. He's finding answers. He has some surface in this game again. WFC wants the level 4 Lich. He desperately wants the level 4 Lich to be able to eat the skeletons. Oh shit, this Nova! Followed by the Howl. That was a huge opening to the fight. Oh my god. Chain lightning, but only level 1. Easy to counter with coil. Another storm. This time WFC is splitting the fiends way better. Doesn't get the coil on that fiend, but it's alright. 47 supply for focus only. The raiders are about to fall. TC comes in again for a storm, but what does he really hit? Never the DK, so there is a coil to all this focus fire. The wolves are not dispelled, but this control, there's no control anymore for focus. TC is out of mana. Raiders are dead. Another Nova. Once this Kodo gone. This is just so good. WFC is playing so good. TC has a stubby mask. TC is getting close to 5. Focus. No Expo. No tier 3. That is this strategy. If you go Blade Master, of course you get tier 3. But with the Farseer TC, you go for Expo. You need to hold it. And that just didn't happen. My god, he's playing against Cleave too soon. He could absolutely think about giving the claws over to the Pit Lord and then Cleave 2 and just wreck shit. Now he's brave enough to push into the base. With abominations. I like that. Yes, you can counter them with Kodos, but Focus has... he doesn't have the resources to go for many Kodos. Takes out the Raider. That's only 2 Raiders out of Terra again. It's so perfect. TC and Focus. He doesn't have an invul, only a heal scroll. And there's no Shadow Hunter in to go for that heal. Focus just losing unit after unit. This Undead force is so strong. Reinforcements being caught. Alright. That's a Kodo with Devour, but so many Fiends. So many Fiends are everywhere. And Focus is losing one Headhunter after the next. WFC is playing like out of his mind great. The Clan War WFC is back finally. So sad that it took them 6 weeks to get in shape again. GG. GG! 3-0 for Why.R! And WFC again winning a match that he's not supposed to win. First against TH in the Clan War against Rogue Warriors, and now against Focus on Concealed Hill. Very well done! Very well done. This is the upset of the season. 2-on-2, great timings. 1-on-1, remind. Playing ultra aggressive and really well. And Fortitude didn't follow him into the late game. And here, WFZ was just better. And let's think back. One coil snipe at the very early fight. The risk of going all across concealed. Throw that coil. Steal the troll. Prevent the chain lightning. And with that, prevent the Farseer to harass you. Absolute key moment of the game. Absolute key moment. Good decisions in general. Fighting against the TC with Mana Potion, with Wand of Mana Stealing on level 4. And knowing you can kill him. That was sick. That was really good. Good creep routes as well. Lots of early aggression. Good scouts with the Fiends, so he couldn't allow Wolf Grunt creeping at the Crabs while the Farseer was harassing. And Focus never capitalized on the strength of level 2 Wolves. And then he went level 2 Wolves, but then he was lacking level 2 Chain Lightning, and the Wolves were dispelled or no factor in the fights. Oh man. Why.R is picking up pace in the league, are now 2-4, and what's their schedule actually? I think they played all the good teams, right? Why.R? They are playing Rise again next week. That is Moon, Michael, and Thunder. But definitely winnable. I mean, it's kind of close, but it's definitely winnable. So let's take a look at the standings. Let's see if they updated it already. Liquipedia boys are usually super fast when it comes to these results. So let's give them some time. Not entered yet. Oh! Should be in a second. There's pens on it as well. Why.R, man. What a great week for them. Week 4 is Why.R week. 3-0 against UMAT. 3-0 against LP Club. And LP are 3-2 now. They're still playing F4. And they're still playing ELL. I don't want to jinx it, but LP could be in trouble with this loss. Okay, let's take a look. This is not updated yet, as I mentioned. So, LP Club is 3-2, losing to Rogue Warriors and losing to Why.R. Why.R is 2-4, with a map score of 11-12. They are scratching at the playoff spots again. So Why.R, next clan war against, or last clan war against Rise Again. This could be the game for 4th. Absolutely could be the game for 4th. LP Club still up against ELL, who are undefeated so far. And against F4, were never to be underestimated and looked stronger recently. With Yumiko. Sok defeated Moon 3-0 recently. They were fighting for the guaranteed playoffs today and one clan war loss, and now it looks worse. There we go. 3-2, Why.R 2-4. Why.R with chances. Definitely with chances. Our next clan war here is Rise Again versus UMAD. Rise Again, an equal story to Why.R, starting bad into the league, but all of a sudden Moon is the carry that he needs to be. Yesterday they almost defeated Rogue Warriors. They need to win this as well to keep their playoff hopes alive. And UMAD, can they finally break the 0-12 lose streak? I absolutely hope so. This is our next clan war then, as I said. Moon, Michael, Thunder versus Todd, Cash, Sonic, and Maru. Thank you guys so much for your support. We have tilted up with a 2-year resub. 2 years and Friday, nearly 11:30. Time for a celebration beer. Hey, love you guys. Less than 3. Thank you, Tilted Up. In general, so many people support this channel for such a long time. I'm ultra grateful that you're never getting tired of us and never getting tired of the Warcraft scene and are still with us. So if you want to support us, feel free. You can follow us everywhere we are. It's now on the bottom, so hit that follow button, ring the bell, not only here but also on YouTube, where we drop all of our matches that we cast live. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so hit the follow buttons over there. We are on the way to 10,000 Twitter followers and 100,000 Twitch followers, and you can help us with that. If you want to help us out financially, then you can do that as well. You can hit the sub button somewhere there. You don't get any ads, you get emotes and replay packs. We also have a PayPal link where you can donate with credit card or PayPal, obviously. We have merchandise and an Amazon ref link. So, thank you, Guanzan, for the 11-month resub. With that, we go into a little break, and afterwards we are back with UMAD versus Rise Again.